Ramalinga Petitions of Sanmarga by Chidambaram Ramalingam. Ramalinga addressed 4 important petitions to the Supreme Sovereign, the all-powerful, all-accomplishing Master, the vast grace light, Arutperunjothi. These writings, also known as the Sanmarga Petitions, reveal the truth of who we are, the evolution of our souls, and the power of God's immense grace, while guiding us to surrender to the divine. For those walking on this path of the grace light, reading these petitions again and again is truly necessary. It is not enough to merely read the words. One must understand the core message within them. Ramalinga wrote these petitions on behalf of all of us so that we may recite and submit these same petitions to God as our own heart's plea. These 4 petitions include Suddha Sanmarga's small truthful petition, Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga's great truthful petition, Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga's truthful petition of wisdom, Suddha Sanmarga Sangam's truthful petition. May these sacred words serve as a divine guide, leading every soul toward the eternal radiance and compassion of the vast grace light. Petition 1. Suddha Sanmarga's small truthful petition. As the natural truth, as the natural wisdom, as the natural bliss, as the attributeless, as the consciousness, as the eternal, as the truthful, as the singular, as the manifold, as the primal, as the beginningless, as the pure, as the vast grace light, as the wondrous, as the unsurpassed, as the one who is all, as the one who possesses all, as the one who is all-powerful. Through these and countless other holy signs and sacred words, the pure Sanmarga sages, with praise, with contemplation, with realization, with union, experience, and comprehend you. O great compassionate God, the unique and supreme Lord. O Lord, we, who are smaller than a speck of dust in your divine presence, humbly submit these small petitions born of our limited understanding. Please hear them with your divine ear and protect us. Even all sathis, all satyrs, and all leaders find it exceedingly difficult to comprehend you. You shine as the unique, supreme, vast grace light, incomparable in any way, in a pure expanse of divine wisdom that lies far beyond all principles and all principle dwellers. When even the Vedas and Agamas, prescribed by those of true wisdom, fail to find the great-natured words to describe you and are left stunned with only minor-natured words, then how shall we, who are smaller than a worm bred in filth, ever know the majestic words worthy of your divine presence? How shall we perform this task? Therefore, O God of compassion, we implore you, do not consider the insignificance of our words, but graciously accept them and protect us. Trained in ignorance, O God, whose compassion surpasses even a mother's, by nature we lay in the darkness of ignorance, in the form of ignorance, as ignorant beings trained in ignorance, knowing absolutely nothing. From that moment until now, when your immense grace instilled a flicker of consciousness within our physical bodies, we, who are but insignificant beings, have failed to understand how to experience you as the very form of knowledge, the very embodiment of knowledge, the very sense of knowledge, the very mind of knowledge, the very awareness of knowledge, and the very experience of knowledge. Instead, we have experienced only fault as our form, fault as our embodiment, fault as our sense, fault as our mind, fault as our awareness, and fault as our experience. Though we acknowledge that our very nature is fault, and that our expressions will inevitably point to these faults, we are utterly incapable of formulating a plea that is free from these imperfections. Therefore, we courageously make this earnest petition. Since it is inherent to the boundless glory of your divine grace to regard faults as virtues, we implore you to overlook the imperfections in this petition, cast your benevolent gaze upon us, and bestow your mercy. The journey through various life forms. The stationary beings, plants, and inanimate forms. After the period when we lay in the darkness of ignorance, knowing nothing and without consciousness, when we emerged from that darkness, we were born repeatedly in this world as grass, paddy, trees, plants, shrubs, etc., and as stones, mountains, hills, etc. We died repeatedly through various sufferings like being plucked, harvested, cut, nipped, withered, broken, cracked, etc. We passed through all these forms of the stationary, plant and inert species, toiling and grew weary. The crawling and aquatic beings. Then we were born repeatedly as ants, termites, worms, snakes, monitor lizards, geckos, etc., and as frogs, small fish, crocodiles, sharks, whales, etc. We died repeatedly through various sufferings like being crushed, pressed, beaten, caught, etc. We passed through all these creeping and aquatic existences, toiling and grew weary. The avian beings. Next, we were born repeatedly as flies, beetles, dragonflies, sparrows, crows, kites, eagles, etc. We died repeatedly through various sufferings like being beaten, caught, harassed, agitated, etc. We passed through all these bird existences, toiling and grew weary. The animal realm. Following that, we were born repeatedly as squirrels, monkeys, dogs, pigs, cats, goats, cows, elephants, horses, tigers, bears, etc. We died repeatedly through various sufferings like being caught, beaten, stabbed, cut, attacked, bound, trapped, etc. We passed through all these animal existences, toiling and grew weary. The celestial realm. Then we were born repeatedly as demons, spirits, ogres, asuras, and devas, etc. We died repeatedly through various sufferings like being troubled, caught, arrogant, excessive, forgetting, remembering, bewildered, confused, fighting, being killed, etc. We passed through all these divine existences, toiling and grew weary. The hellish realm. Finally, we were born repeatedly as forest dwellers, deceivers, murderers, etc., and died repeatedly through sufferings like being afraid, imprisoned, and destroyed. We passed through all these infernal existences, toiling and grew weary. Our inability to repay your grace. We endured weariness, fear, exhaustion, and suffering through all those births. Remembering these in your heart, and taking pity on us, you guided us into this human body, which is endowed with the high wisdom necessary to attain an imperishable, great life. We know no way to repay your immense grace for this. O the Lord of the vast grace light who pervades without separation, in the inner outer, and the outer realms of all beings. Even after being placed in this human body, we were ignorant during our time in the mother's womb, infancy, and youth, due to various conditions. Thus we wasted our time without understanding the nature of your immense grace. The one true divine. After those periods passed, in this present period, by your divine grace, we have been truly made to understand in our intellect that there is one true God who creates, protects, purifies, matures, and bestows upon all universes, all worlds, all lives, all objects, and everything else, and who is omnipresent. We have also understood that if we contemplate and worship this God with true love in our hearts, His divine grace will manifest and shine within our intellect, and through the illumination of that divine grace, we can overcome all sufferings like death, disease, old age, fear, and sorrow, and attain the eternal life of supreme bliss, without any hindrance, at any time, in any place, in any manner, or to any extent. From the moment we gained that understanding, we have been constantly thinking, when will we worship God? When will we attain the illumination of God's grace? When will sufferings like death, disease, and old age cease? When will we achieve the imperishable, blissful perfection? The hall of wisdom, Jnana Sava. As we were grieving, not knowing the way, O God, you, to remove our long-standing suffering and weariness from conditions like death, and to dispel our fatigue and confusion, and to make us attain imperishable blissful perfection, revealed through divine indication that in Uttara Jnana Siddhipuram, referred to as Parvatipuram on the northern side of Purva Jnana Chidambaram, you would perform the dance of grace for an immeasurable length of time, causing all spiritual perfections to manifest. You also stated that the time for this is drawing very near, and as a sign of your divine dance in that place, a Jnana Sava, Hall of Wisdom, should be established. Not only did you reveal this, but you also, in your form of grace, resided inner and outer of us, and without any hindrance, you caused that divine Jnana Sava to manifest and shine. As we contemplate your immense grace, we are filled with great joy. O the Lord of vast grace light, Now, as indicated by your divine will, we begin to adorn that divine Jnanasava. Please reside inner and outer of us in your form of grace. Ensure that no hindrance whatsoever arises in this work of adornment that we undertake, and help us complete this adornment work. O the one supreme God, the all-powerful. When this divine adornment work is completed, please be seated and, through the illumination of your wondrous divine grace, make us and others in this world who have attained this body into true devotees, illuminate true knowledge, bestow true bliss, establish us in the state of Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga, harmonious pure path, grant us a truthful life, and make us live as eternal beings. O wondrous Lord of vast grace light, who possesses everything. From now and for all time, please grant us your grace so that the important obstacles to Suddha Sanmarga, such as the complexities and contradictions of religions, faiths, and paths, as well as the worldly complexities and contradictions of Varna, class, and ashrama stage of life, may not bind our minds. Please grant us your grace so that the ultimate goal of Suddha Sanmarga, the soul oneness, forever shines brightly within us, without any deviation, at all times and in all places, in every way. O the one who is everything, the supreme leader, the Lord of the vast grace light. Salutations. Salutations to your divine, supreme, gracious compassion. Petition 2. Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga's Great Truthful Petition. O the all-powerful, unique, supreme God. O the all-powerful, unique, supreme God, who, in a realm of pure Shiva experience overflowing with natural truth, shines as the form of vast grace light, overflowing with natural illumination, and who, with divine compassion and for the bliss of all beings, performs the unified divine dance of supreme bliss overflowing with natural joy. The tiny atomic soul. For a long time, in the great darkness of ignorance where consciousness did not manifest even a little, O Lord, you dwelt within me as an inner light while I lay as a tiny atomic soul, rescued me from that darkness, placed me in this human body, the highest of all birth forms with 6 senses, and caused a little consciousness to shine within me. How can I comprehend? How can I contemplate? What words can I use to describe the immense power of your boundless grace and supreme compassion? The elemental atom form, O all-powerful natural truth God, even when you placed me as a growing, emerging partial atomic form within a drop of semen from one conventionally called a father, you were the inner light within me creating that partial atomic form. Not only that, but enduring its repulsiveness, impurity, and foul odor, which no one could tolerate, you remained as a subtle essence within that drop of semen and protected my form, completely undisturbed by the various opposing elements within that drop. Moreover, you graciously nurtured and illuminated the sprouting spiritual energies within me, causing them to manifest. Until my form was united with the blood mass of one conventionally called a mother, you graciously suppressed all the obstacles that, from time to time, threatened to destroy my form. How can I comprehend? How can I contemplate? What words can I use to describe the immense power of your boundless grace and supreme compassion that accomplished all this? The gross elemental atom form, O God of all-encompassing natural illumination, even when you placed me within the blood clot in the mother's womb, allowing me to grow and emerge as a gross elemental atomic form, you remained as the inner light within me, graciously creating that gross elemental atomic form. Not only that, but enduring the impurity, repulsiveness, and foul odor of that blood clot, which no one could tolerate even slightly, you remained as a subtle essence within it. You protected my form, utterly unimpeded by the various opposing elements within that clot. Furthermore, you graciously suppressed all the obstacles that arose in that state. Moreover, you nurtured and allowed the burgeoning spiritual powers that blossomed in that condition to manifest clearly without fading. Physical embryonic form. Furthermore, while I lay in the mother's womb as a gross elemental atomic form, until I was established as a physical embryonic form within that womb, you protected my gross elemental atomic form from disintegrating or being altered by harmful elements like poisonous germs, poisonous air, and poisonous flames. Moreover, even when I was established as a physical embryonic form in the mother's womb, you flawlessly formed, arranged, nurtured, and protected all the essential physical organs and elements necessary for the manifestation and growth of my will, knowledge, and actions, and for other beneficial functions. Additionally, while I lay as an embryo in the mother's womb, a place harder than iron, darker than a cave, extremely tiny, and filled with impurities, whenever I suffered and grew weary from the intense pressure, heat, and stifling warmth within, you repeatedly and gently blew a nectarous breeze, thereby removing my suffering and weariness and protecting me. Furthermore, whenever I, lying as an embryo in the mother's womb, suffered from hunger and fainted, you graciously fed me the elemental nectar, relieved my hunger, and revived me from unconsciousness. Whenever I, lying as an embryo in the mother's womb, was frightened by terrifying visions and profound darkness, you dispelled the terrifying visions with divine sound and the profound darkness with illuminating light, thereby removing my fear. Additionally, you protected me from all destructive disturbances that arose within the mother's womb, such as great fires, powerful winds, loud noises, massive floods, and large worms, and in that embryonic form, you also enlightened me with a spark of consciousness. Furthermore, within that embryonic form, you graciously instilled in me benefits such as the abundance of pleasurable experiences and an extended lifespan, which are to be experienced after birth in this world. Moreover, you protected me from dangers arising from conditions like impact from the blood wind and pressure in the birth canal, and you caused me to be born into this world. How can I comprehend? How can I contemplate? What words can I use to describe the immense power of your boundless grace and supreme compassion that accomplished all this? O all-encompassing God of natural bliss! From the very moment I was placed within the semen sac of one called Father, until the instant before I reached the blood sac of one called Mother, a period I have roughly calculated as 12,960,000 moments, you, without weariness, in both form and formless, protected me with love and grace in the inner and outer of me, while I lay in the elemental atomic form, preventing any obstacles. My mind is utterly unable to equate your immense divine grace and compassion with the compassion of worldly beings like fathers, who, in protecting for even a single moment, grow weary, weak, disgusted, helpless, negligent, and hindered. Therefore, I refrain from making such a comparison. How can I comprehend? How can I contemplate? What words can I use to describe the immense power of your boundless grace and supreme compassion? O Arutperunjothi, the unique, supreme God! From the very moment I was placed within the blood sac of one called Mother, until the instant before I was born into this world, a period I have roughly calculated as 64,800,000 moments, you, without weariness, in both form and formless, protected me with great compassion within and without while I lay in the gross elemental atomic form and as a fully formed embryo, preventing any obstacles or dangers. My mind is utterly unable to equate your immense divine grace and compassion with the compassion of worldly beings like mothers, who, in protecting for even a single moment, are negligent, dependent, and hindered. Therefore, I refrain from making such a comparison. How can I comprehend? How can I contemplate? What words can I use to describe the immense power of your boundless grace and supreme compassion? O all-encompassing God! I, who, in the great darkness of ignorance, which is utterly inseparable by anyone, lay inextricably mixed and unconscious for immeasurable time without past or future. You then, in an instant, through a supercausal act, graciously separated and brought me forth in a supercausal elemental form from that great darkness. How can I contemplate? How can I praise the immense power of your divine grace? O truth, knowledge, and bliss, the unique, supreme God! O Lord, who, in an instant, caused me to enter, without explicitly directing, into the causal elemental form through causal action, into the subtle causal elemental form through subtle causal action, into the subtle elemental form through subtle action, into the gross elemental form through the Parathuva Sathis, divine beings, into the physical form through the Aparthuva Sathis, divine beings. How can I contemplate? How can I praise the immense power of your divine grace? O the Lord of vast grace light, the infinite, all-pervading bliss! For the sake of aiding me within this physical form, you have caused to appear both by being manifest and staying hidden the following. The 5 elements and their functions. The manifestation of elemental earth that sustains life. The manifestation of elemental water that promotes life. The manifestation of elemental fire that illuminates life. The manifestation of elemental air that enhances life. The manifestation of elemental space that pervades life. And the submanifestations like subearth, subwater, subfire, subair, along with their respective locations and operational spaces. The senses and perception. The 5 types of sensory perception: sound, sight, taste, smell, and touch. The internal sense organs meant for those perceptions: ear, eye, tongue, nose, and body, skin. The external sense organs meant for those faculties to function/exert themselves. The faculties of action. The 5 types of action-related perceptions. Knowing how to speak, walk, give and take, excrete feces and excrete urine. The internal organs of action. Vocal cords, speech, feet, hands, urogenital opening, and anus. The external organs of action meant for those functions to operate. The subtle mind and qualities. The subtle inner instrument functions: thinking, inquiring, deciding, and ego assertion. The subtle inner instruments that perform the mind, intellect, consciousness/will, and ego. The supersubtle instruments that drive the subtle ones. The various expanded variations of the qualities which act as tools for these instruments: sattva, rajas, and tamas. The intermediate processes and powers. The intermediate actions: maturing/aging, qualifying, desiring, selecting, commanding, causation, and affecting. The instruments of desire and knowledge that join when these actions are performed, their locations, and the places where they exert their influence. The transcendent functions. Removing impurities, causing. The desire for happiness, performing purification, being the path to attaining bliss, and being a companion. The tattvas, principles meant to perform these, their locations, and the places from which they are prompted. Divine entities and states. The essential functions. Knowing, informing, experiencing, and granting experience. The satthis and satters who perform these, their locations for existence, and their locations for growth and influence. The expansion of the humors. Veda, wind, pitta, bile, and sleshma, phlegm, their locations and functional centers. The satthis like sun sathi, moon sathi, fire sathi, star sathi, brahma sathi, maya sathi, rudra sathi, and so on. Their locations for existence and growth. The satters that operate these satthis, their locations for existence and growth. The states of consciousness. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and more. Their locations and many other inner organs and inner-outer organs. The physical anatomy. The types of skin. Top skin, side skin, hard skin, and soft skin. Hashtag the types of nerves. White nerves, red nerves, green nerves, small nerves, and large nerves. The types of bones. Great bones, small bones, long bones, and curved/folded bones. The types of blood. Good blood, pale blood, mixed blood, and brownish-red blood. The types of flesh. Soft flesh, hard flesh, earthy flesh, and watery flesh. The types of vital fluids. Upper-level fluid and lower-level fluid. The types of brain. The Omkara brain and the Ahamkara brain. The types of nectars. Head nectar and middle nectar. The types of colors. White, red, green, black, and gold. The permutations of colors. Red and white, green and white, black and white, gold and white. White and red, green and red, black and red, gold and red. White and green, gold and green, black and green. White and black, red and black, green and black, gold and black. White and gold, red and gold, green and gold, and black and gold. The locations for all these, their types of actions, their types of benefits, and many other outer organs and outer organs, all of these you have integrated into this physical form to serve me. O Lord, seeing how you manifest them from within while remaining unseen. How shall I ever know your great power of grace? How shall I contemplate it? With what words shall I sing your praise? O God of true knowledge, the goal of Suddha Sanmarga, the high birth of human life. O Lord, who, in this vast world, which cannot be truly understood by ordinary beings, did not cause me to be born in other places where great faults like extreme greed, intense anger, profound delusion, immense pride, vast covetousness, great envy, immense ego, deep hatred, great ignorance, and profound confusion predominantly arise, but instead graciously caused me to be born in this human birth, a high birth with no physical defects, where virtues predominantly flourish. How can I comprehend? How can I contemplate? What words can I use to describe the immense power of your boundless grace and supreme compassion? O true God, who shines without distinctions as the form of vast grace light in the vast space of grace. From infancy to youth. O Lord, who, from infancy to youth, protected and nurtured me within and without, completely unhindered by any obstacles such as terrifying apparitions, bearing defects, milk aversion, stunted growth, falling ill, crying from hunger, trembling from fear, food aversion, or physical ailments. How can I comprehend? How can I contemplate? What words can I use to describe the immense power of your boundless grace and supreme compassion? O great, the vast grace light, the exalted God, possessing all forms comprehensible by the knowing ones. Youth, O Lord, who, during my youth, did not allow me to engage in any of the faults common among children, such as playing small games with peers, desiring petty snacks, learning drawing for trivial purposes, watching wonders with mere curiosity, speaking improper words, wailing in longing, engaging in small quarrels, doing minor mischief, wandering aimlessly, or feeling aversion towards the mother, but instead, with a little awakening of consciousness, guided me towards good deeds such as solitary contemplation, enjoying things, without attachment, performing chanting and austerities, worshipping the divine, showing compassion to other living beings, cultivating noble qualities, singing praises and offering devotion, and being devout. How can I contemplate? How can I praise your boundless, immense divine grace? O sovereign God, who is everything and yet nothing, filling the inside and outside of all universes. Education without a teacher. In my youth, you graciously instructed me from within my own being in a difficult course of study, allowing me to gain knowledge without the need for a physical teacher. The southern language, Tamil. You caused my mind to be drawn to the southern language, Tamil, which is very easy to learn and understand, very sweet for singing and praising, and easily reveals the immortal knowledge. You prevented my desire from going towards languages like Aryan languages, which cause pretense, clamor, effort, great secrecy, and waste of time. By the power of your divine grace, you enabled me to sing various hymns in that southern language. False worldly customs. Even in that tender age, you revealed the false worldly customs of caste distinctions and ashrama, stage of life, rules as falsehoods, preventing me from observing them. As I grew older, you continuously enlightened my understanding, elevating me to higher states and establishing me there. Worldly desires. As I approached youth, you graciously suppressed the worldly desires that are very common at that age, preventing them from arising even slightly. True knowledge, religions, sects, and paths. Even before youth dawned, you illuminated the true knowledge within me, making me understand that there is only one true God, vast grace light, who shines within and without to bestow bliss upon all beings. As youth appeared, you truly revealed to me that the countless religions like Shaivism, Vaishnavism, Jainism, and Buddhism, with their various names and extensive branches, along with the practices, deities, and realms described within them, are all mere variations of philosophical attainment. You also revealed that the extensive Vedas, Agamas, Puranas, and Shastras of these religions are all imaginative arts of philosophical attainment. You graciously informed me of this truth and prevented me from observing any of these religious practices. Furthermore, you revealed that the diverse sects and paths known by many names, such as Vedanta, Siddhanta, Bodhanta, Vedanta, Yoganta, Kalanta, etc., are merely slight differences in the experience of Suddha Sanmarga. You graciously prevented me from following any of these as well. True supreme experience. Not only did you do all this, but you also prevented my mind from clinging even for an atom's breadth to any worldly desires such as the desire for gold, women, or land. Instead, you instilled in me the noble compassionate endeavor of viewing all living beings equally, with the thought that all living beings should attain bliss. You caused me to embrace only the unique path of Suddha Sanmarga, with the divine intention of guiding me to a great, blissful life, one where I attain the imperishable bodies of Suddha Deha, Pranav Deha, and Jnana Deha, and gain the unique supreme power to control all principles by my own will, along with the true knowledge that God is one, and all perfections like Karma Siddhi, perfection in action, Yoga Siddhi, perfection in yoga, and Jnana Siddhi, perfection in knowledge. You, the gracious immense light, have revealed the true supreme knowledge that I could never otherwise comprehend. You have shown me the true grand sights I could never otherwise see, enabled me to perform the true grand deeds I could never otherwise do, allowed me to attain the true grand benefits I could never otherwise achieve, and caused me to experience the true supreme experiences I could never otherwise encounter. You have continuously protected me, both within and without, and from my innermost being, you have mingled with my very life, performing your divine dance with immense compassion. How can I comprehend? How can I contemplate? What words can I use to describe the immense power of your boundless grace and supreme compassion? Thus speaks Chidambaram Ramalingam. Petition 3. Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga's Truthful Petition of Wisdom. O unique Supreme God, who is the unique Great Lord of natural, singular, supreme compassion, who in the true hall of wisdom as the natural illumination, in the true divine form as the natural truth, graciously performs the true divine dance as the natural bliss. Even the Vedas and Agamas, with their countless faces, measured and remeasured individually and collectively for boundless durations, express astonishment, realizing that the measure of exalted spiritual attainments of the true sages who have attained your realm of divine grace is unfathomable. The authoritative leaders who perform creation, preservation, and purification of all universes and moving immovable beings, and the Sathisatters who operate all principles through cause and effect, even after profound understanding, remain bewildered, unable to grasp it fully, and confess their inability. All great sages, excelling in supreme knowledge, proclaim this with wonder. Therefore, I have understood without doubt that the exalted spiritual attainments of the true sages who have attained your realm of divine grace cannot be comprehended by anyone, in any way. How then can I, a mere insignificant being who has understood this, even begin to comprehend the natural truth and illumination of your realm of divine grace, which bestowed the exalted spiritual attainments upon those true sages? O the Lord of vast grace light! I, who am smaller than a worm writhing in filth, have uttered false words woven with my ignorant understanding. Yet, through your boundless compassion, you have graciously regarded these false utterances as true. I have frequently heard and learned from the wise, who express wonder, that even the performers of the fivefold cosmic functions, who desire to contemplate the natural immensity of your realm of divine grace's supreme compassion, lamented that their instruments, which serve to perceive auspicious qualities like purity and love, were insufficient. How then can I, the humblest of the humble who has heard and learned this, begin to contemplate the natural immensity of your realm of divine grace's supreme compassion with this crude, stone-like mind, which is a repository for all negative qualities like lust and anger? O great compassionate Lord! O great compassionate Lord, who, seeing all the faults committed by me, the lowest of dogs, considers them as virtues, resides within my heart, and has mingled with my life. I have learned through the true words of the wise that even divine beings who sought to praise the vast glory of your realm of divine grace's natural supreme qualities stand in awe, realizing that their tongues, which are instruments for praise, are not proficient in virtues like speaking truth and uttering kind words, and thus refrain from praising. How then can I, a wretched one who has learned this, begin to praise the vast glory of your realm of divine grace's natural supreme compassion with my impure tongue, which is accustomed to evils like speaking falsehoods and uttering useless words. O the vast grace light, the unique, supreme Lord. O the vast grace light, the unique, supreme Lord, who is the fullness pervading and shining within and without all universes, bodies, and everything else. Since the great flood of boundless desire, continuously welling up and swiftly increasing within my heart, flows past its banks, desiring to know the natural truth of your realm of divine grace, to contemplate the natural immensity of your supreme compassion, and to praise the vast glory of your natural supreme qualities. I, an unworthy solitary being, relying on the true words of the true sages who declared that the vast grace light, the unique great God, possesses all forms that the knowing ones know, that the contemplating ones contemplate, and that the praising ones praise, have begun to know, contemplate, and praise. However, before even truly beginning, not a single one of the ways of expression that seemed natural to my intellect, thought, or tongue appeared fitting here. Therefore, O the vast grace light, the unique great God, I have become one who continuously wonders, feeling and contemplating, uttering and expressing astonishment, saying, "What are the natural forms of the realm of divine grace? What are they? What are they? O the unique great substance! O the vast grace light, you are the great being, the unique great substance of natural truth, the unique great state of natural illumination, and the unique great bliss of natural joy, pervading without separation. By the power of your divine grace, they conquered all principles like senses, perceptions, and internal organs, becoming pure and standing beyond the principles. They realized their true nature, attained natural consciousness, and experiencing the natural bliss in a state of natural truth. They are the pure Yogantas, pure Kalantas, pure Bodhantas, pure Nidantas, pure Vedantas, and pure Siddhantas, the sacred assemblies of the Suddha Sanmarga sages. Approaching them individually with earnest effort and bowing with devotion, I address them, O Lords who perform wondrous great deeds, please graciously express, with a joyful heart, the true nature of the realm of divine grace of God, who is the supreme vast grace light and absolute, unique authority. Each time I supplicate, they, in their respective assemblies, sigh deeply, repeatedly, and with great emotion, saying, for all objects, all qualities, all benefits, all experiences, and for everything else, He is the form, the essence, and the natural disposition. He is all these definitions, yet He is not them. He is attached to them, yet detached. He fills the interior, the inner exterior, the exterior, and the outer exterior without any gap. Alas, alas, how can we know? How can we contemplate? What words can we use to describe the realm of divine grace of the natural truth God? O the great Lord of the great compassion! By the fortune of merit, I entered the sacred hall of the radiant play of pure consciousness, which is the assembly of the Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga sages with a body of eternal, pure, true wisdom, unobstructed at all times, in all places and in all ways. They are fully empowered to easily bestow the functions of creating, activating, suppressing, diluting, and clarifying all principles and the principle dwellers. They are naturally accomplished beings, of the very form of true knowledge and blissful experience. They are capable of performing all forms of internal and external tattva and tattva siddhis. Elemental mastery, instrumental mastery, sensory mastery, qualitative mastery, material mastery, spiritual mastery, causal mastery, supreme mastery, pure mastery, temporal mastery, artistic mastery, universal mastery, spatial mastery, creator's mastery, Shiva's mastery, including individual body mastery, cosmic mastery, outer cosmic mastery, and mastery of all cosmoses, all by a mere divine glance. They shine as the truthful ones of the sixfold harmonious end. My heart melted, and I stood there bowing, saying, O accomplished masters of absolute freedom! Each time I pleaded, please, by your divine will, graciously utter divine words describing the true nature of the natural realm of divine grace of God, the unique, supreme Lord of natural truth. They remained silent, instead shedding tears of bliss from their great compassionate divine eyes. Hearing the wise speak of this with wonder, I became one who passionately cries out, Oh, what is the nature of the realm of divine grace of God? What is it? What is it? In the experiences of elemental level karma jnana siddhi, ultimate level karma jnana siddhi. In the experiences of elemental level yoga jnana siddhi, ultimate level yoga jnana siddhi. In the experiences of elemental level tattva jnana siddhi, ultimate level tattva jnana siddhi. In the experiences of elemental level Anma jnana siddhi, ultimate level Anma jnana siddhi. In the experiences of Suddha jnana siddhi. And in the experiences of Samarasa Suddha jnana siddhi, O God, the great compassionate Lord, you pervade, illuminate and sweeten each and every experience, transcending and mingling everywhere, uniting as all of these, yet standing alone as the transcendent of the transcendent. For all sattvis, all satters, all forms bearers, all goddesses, all gods, all aspirants, all perfected beings, all living beings, all principles, all objects, all qualities, all actions, all experiences and everything else, you, the great Lord of the great compassion of the realm of divine grace who shines as the prime cause, the efficient cause, the auxiliary cause, and yet not these, how is it possible to understand your natural divine form? How indeed, O the one who shines without equal or parallel. Although your divine form and the realm of your divine grace cannot be truly known, contemplated, or praised by any means, I, as your humble servant, have presumed to know without knowing, to contemplate without contemplating, and to praise without praising, thereby asserting my right. Salutations. Salutations. Thus speaks Chidambaram Ramalingam. Petition 4. Suddha Sanmarga Sangam's Truthful Petition. Uttara Jnana Siddhipuram and Uttara Jnana Chidambaram, as the auspicious, divinely bestowed names, Parvathipuram and Vallalar, as the worldly reference names, being the titles of this divine abode wherein you shine, in the hall of pure Shiva experience, where natural truth exists in its fullness, you embody a sacred form of natural truth. There, you perform the Shivananda Oneness divine dance of natural joy, solely for the delight of all beings. O all-powerful, unique sovereign God, the Lord of vast grace light, this is my true petition of the Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga Sangam that I submit before your realm of divine grace. In this world, I, who have obtained a body which is superior with its 6 senses, have a sincere and intense desire to overcome all the afflictions that periodically befall this body, such as death, disease, old age, fear, and sorrow, and to transform this very body into an eternal body, thereby living an eternal life of supreme bliss, unobstructed at all times, in all places, in all ways, and to any extent. This is my truthful and exceedingly fervent aspiration and endeavor. While this is my earnest aspiration and effort, when I began to inquire how it might be possible to eliminate all afflictions, transform this body into an eternal body, and live an eternal life of supreme bliss that never perishes, I understood, as revealed by your divine grace, that it is not possible through any other means, but only through the freedom of the divine grace. Subsequently, when I began to inquire how this freedom of the divine grace would be bestowed upon us, I understood, as revealed by your divine grace, that it would be granted only when my 3 types of individual freedoms, namely freedom of the body, freedom of enjoyment, and freedom of the soul, are relinquished. Therefore, I have surrendered my individual freedoms, the freedom of my body, the freedom of my enjoyment, and the freedom of my soul, completely and entirely to your divine grace. By the witness of your divine grace, at the moment of this surrender, this body, this soul, and all objects of enjoyment will not manifest any semblance of independent will or freedom in me. May you graciously place your freedom of divine grace within me. Remove all afflictions such as death, disease, old age, fear, and sorrow, and make this body eternal, enabling me to live in the eternal life of supreme bliss. May you also enlighten all beings who have obtained this body in the same way you have enlightened me, and enable them to become rightful inheritors of this great life. Salutations. Salutations to the rule of your immense compassion.